Next up, it's race 5 of the meeting, Heat 1, Senior Rotax A versus B. Let's take you through the 30-strong grid. We'll go into battle over 10 minutes plus an additional lap. Morgan Porter and Lewis Gilbert line up on the front row. Martin Gaiskens and Kai Hunter on row 2. Oscar Hall and Brandon Carr celebrating his 15th birthday. He will be starting 6th. Oscar Christensen and Jaden Thien with Lachlan Robinson and Jan Bouvier rounding out the top 10. Yanni Stiak and Jens van der Heyden, row 6. Vic Stevens and Aditya Kulkarni on row 7. Adam Valster and Ralph van der Pavert, row 8. Row 9. Miska I think that is going to be... that's going to be Miska Kaskinen and Liam Hesmans. Jort van Wijk and Mats Johan Overhoff round out the top 20. Elia Papasena, Yanni Niemi, Mitch Haynert, Arnold Dominko, Montego Masson, Matthias Kroon, Frederick Demant, Daniel Mualam from Israel, Marco Bernardi and Curtis Latimer rounding out the 30-strong grid. So there is one driver making their way through turn number 11 as we speak that is pulling into the pits. Right, the 885 Frederick Demant now pulling into the pits. So was looking at the right-hand side of the kart and I think will not take it. So that will be 29 drivers going into battle. It'll be Morgan Porter and Lewis Gilbert on the front row. Martin Gaiskens and Kai Hunter, row 2. Oscar Hall and Brandon Carr, row 3. Oscar Christensen, Jaden Thien, row 4 with Lachlan Robinson from the UAE, and from France, Jan Bouvier completing your top 10. So this start is going to be crucial to get the race day underway. Right then, out of the final corner, into the tram lines we go, revs rise, lights are out, we are underway. The field makes its way towards turns 1 and 2, and already Gilbert round the outside of Porter. Going through into turns 1 and 2 in the 3-2-9 from Dolroy in Ayrshire in Scotland, makes it through to take the race lead early doors. Several drivers trying to battle away. Lachlan Robinson trying to make up a place or two going through turn 5. He's looking to the outside, has to switch back on the inside. There has been a touch in between, and it's spread it 5 wide. Coming out of turn number 6, there is an absolute cluster of karts making their way through into turn 7. Kulkarni looks to be in the middle of all of that. But whoever that was looked to be a JJ Racing kart. Might have been Jens van der Heyden. Jaden Thien looking to get a wriggle on. He's got a new chassis after last week's adventure here at the Belgian Max Challenge. He's feeling a lot more confident with the karts. And now there's a big old squabble behind. Yanni Stiak stuck in the middle of all of that. The driver, he will be making his move to the Porsche Carrera Cup Deutschland next year, which runs alongside the ADAC GT Masters. But 9 minutes still to go, and both Lewis Gilbert and Kai Hunter, this is like history repeating itself all over again. That once Gilbert and Hunter, whichever Hunter it might be, whether it might be Reese, whether it might be Kai, and normally Lewis Gilbert is somewhere in the mix of it all. And there they are, battling over the race lead. They pulled away from Morgan Porter, who's currently sitting in 3rd position. Jaden Thien trying to hustle his way past. Martin Gaiskinson has got through for 4th. Through turn 11, Gilbert still leads. Hunter in 2nd, Porter, Thien, Gaiskens. So Oscar Hall from MLC Motorsport now ahead of Brandon Carr. Lachlan Robinson looks to be behind them as well. And Robinson, based out of Dubai, now up into 8th place. Yannick Stiak and Jan Bouvier complete the top 10. Vic Stevens, oh dearie me, has had a bit of a drama in this one, and he's tumbled all the way down. might be out of the race. I haven't seen him come through Sector 3 on the previous tour, so the 861 from Dams Racing might be out of the spot. Arnaud Domingo out on the opening tour. We're on lap number 3. So Lewis Gilbert and Kai Hunter leading the way. It's a British 1-2-3 at the moment. Morgan Porter has got someone giving chase, and that driver is Jayden Thiem, the 337 from the Netherlands. Vice Grand Finals champion last year in Junior Rotax, made the move to seniors. A midway switch through the part of the season has really showcased the pace, and he's just showed it there, up the inside of someone who is slightly older than him, but still, when I spoke to him this morning, Jayden Thiem was feeling rather bullish. And, well, Aditya Kulkarni definitely getting his elbows out a bit. He was keeping it pinned towards the outside of turn number 4. And now Jayden Thiem has 6 3/4 minutes, plus an additional lap to close in on both Lewis Gilbert and Kai Hunter. And those two have been line astern, no more than about 0.2 of a second apart as they come out of turn 11. Use the rumble strips on the right-hand side of the exit. Out of turn number 12. Morgan Porter trying to keep Jayden Thiem within earshot and also within the slipstream. 6 minutes and 13 seconds, plus an additional lap still to go. There are squabbles up and down the order. That's going to be outside of the top 10. Jens van der Heyden, I think, is involved in that. A little bit further back, Brandon Carr has got Janis Diak closing in. And that is the battle for 5th and 6th position. Lachlan Robinson now is up into P7. Jan Bouvier's dropped out of the top 10, now in 12th position is the driver from France. So now Robinson is going to have to start pushing. He's about 1.5 seconds behind the battle for 5th place. And there goes Janis Diak up the inside of the 842 from Great Britain. And again, it's this whenever I see there's a cat and mouse game, and now through turn number 3, Kai Hunter gets through. There has also been a time penalty of 5 seconds handed to Curtis Latimer from Great Britain in the 843. So we're halfway through this race, 5 minutes down, 5 minutes to go, plus an additional lap. The gap between Lewis Gilbert and Kai Hunter last time around was just over 1/10 of a second. And there is an absolute freight train coming out of turn 9. Right, who's leading that? Trying to keep an eye on that. I'm going to wait and see what the first race number is. Right, 399. That's Miska Kaskinen, the Finnish driver. And where is he at the moment? Because the timing is just coming through. Looks like Miska Kaskinen is going to be around about 13th, maybe make that 14th position. And there is an absolute freight train, including Adam Balsi, Jan Bouvier, Montego Masson, Elia Papacena, Ralph van der Pever, and Marco Bernardi from Italy. So 2 Italians rounding out 18th and 20th position, and they are moving forward. Martin Gaesken's tumble down the order continues. And it's a real shame for Gaeskens starting on the inside of row number 2. And he kick-started things just over 6 minutes ago. So first and second making their way through. So Kai Hunter still leading Lewis Gilbert, but Gilbert is he's about 2.5 kart lengths behind as they come across the line. Complete lap number 7. Jayden Thiem still holds on to the fastest lap of the race as Gilbert now trying to look for the opportunity. Look through on the inside through turn 2, turn 3, the door was shut. 4, Hunter was right on the racing line, which he's entitled to do. And now was there a little bit of a touch between the pair? Well, Lewis Gilbert, being the sporting person that he is, will give that place back, and that's exactly what he did. He went, right, I'm not going to go for that one. So a very, very astute, quick decision there from Lewis Gilbert. So 2 minutes and 50 seconds on the timer remains here in the opening Senior Rotax Heat. The first one out of 6. We've got Heat 2 coming up next after this one. But it's been a great duel between these two at the front of the field. Clean racing, clean overtakes, and racing respect given. Janis Stiak now has got past Morgan Porter. So Porter drops to 5th place. Janis Stiak up to 4th. So they are within each other. And now Lachlan Robinson, in the meantime, 3rd in last year's Euro Trophy. Now is closing in on KR Sport teammate Brandon Carr. With well, pretty much just under a 4-year age difference between the two KR Sport drivers. Robinson doing a bit of driver coaching these days as well as racing. So helping to pass on some knowledge to the younger generation, especially junior Rotax drivers in the UAE. And most recently was at the second round of the UAE Rotax Max Challenge at Al Ain Raceway, run by Guy Sheffield. And now Robinson pulls the pin on the grenade and gets through to take that position. Now up to 6th goes Robinson. Right, we've had a we have had a yellow flag, which I didn't quite notice, but 2 drivers have been pinged for overtaking under yellow flag conditions. That is we've got the 323 and the 827. Adam Balster undertaking over yellows. 3-second time penalty. And then also the 323, which is Jort van Wijk, who rounds out the top 10, representing the Netherlands. 60 seconds on the timer remains, and Robinson is absolutely flying. He's left Brandon Carr in his wake and is going for those in front. And the next driver in front of him is Morgan Porter. So Robinson starting on the inside of row number 5 in 9th place, now looking for his first top 5 finish of the weekend. 30 seconds plus an additional lap on the time of Vic Stevens out. Curtis Latimer drops down to the last of the 27 drivers continuing to circulate here at this 12 corner, 1,360 metre circuit. It's going to be nip and tuck. I think we might get the last lap board out this time. 10 seconds to go. Yep, it looks like that is the case because that is being readied on the start-finish line. Timer expires now as they come out of the final corner. So on to the last lap. Kai Hunter leads by 0.2 of a second ahead of Lewis Gilbert, and Gilbert sends it. Gilbert waited, and now they're side by side going into turn 3. Gilbert shuts the door in front of Hunter, and now he squeezes up the inside, goes onto the curbing. Gilbert runs wide but hangs on. That was a great save from Lewis Gilbert. It was going to get a bit close for comfort, and that is exactly why these two were waiting. Gilbert sent it, started the chain reaction, and it was considered abruptly closed by the 395 of Kai Hunter. He launched it over the curbs, going through into turn number 4. Now through into turn number 11 for the final time, as we are about to come to the checkered flag after the best part of just 11 minutes of racing. Out of the final corner, it's Kai Hunter that takes the opening heat. Lewis Gilbert in second. Third, it's Jaden Thien. Janis Stiak in fourth. Morgan Porter, Lachlan Robinson, Brandon Carr, Oscar Christensen, Oscar Hall and Jort van Wijk. It will be Aditya Kulkarni that will inherit that 10th place because of the overtaking under yellows. The 5-second time penalty, but Kai Hunter really gave as good as Lewis Gilbert got in that race when Gilbert decided, right, he thought, if I'm within 1.5 and 2/10 of the driver in front of me, I can go for that place. I can go for that race lead, and that's exactly what happened. So the drivers making their way into scrutineering and Parc Fermé here at Karting Genk. And there is your race winner provisionally. And the second place man, so Kai Hunter and Lewis Gilbert. Half a second separated them at the checker. Jaden Thien, a great bit run of work from the youngster from the Netherlands. Up to third, ahead of Janis Stiak, Morgan Porter. Lachlan Robinson making it from 9th to 6th. Ran out of time to catch up with the 21-year-old from SP Motorsports. Then it was Brandon Carr, Oscar Christensen, Oscar Hall, and Aditya Kulkarni rounding out the top 10 positions for Argenti Motorsport. Jens van der Heyden, Mitch Haynert, Miska Kaskinen, Jort van Wijk, and Jan Bouvier complete the top 15. Montego Masson in 16th, head of Ralph van der Pevert, Elia Papasena, Martin Geiskens, Mats Johan Overhoff completing the top 20, with Liam Hezemans, Marco Bernardi, Matthias Kroon, Daniel Mualem, Adam Valster, Yanni Niemi, and Curtis Latimer, rounding out the 27-strong field that finished all the respective laps of the race itself. Vic Stevens, unfortunately, retiring early as well. So we're going to take a brief look back at what was an action-packed and explosive opening senior Rotax heat. So the drivers came into the tram lines. We got a really good start, and it was Lewis Gilbert that got the advantage early doors, as he knows this track well. He loves it here at Karting Genk, as the 18-year-old from Scotland. But then the battle emerged between him and Sunderland's Kai Hunter, 19 years of age. And there was the little touch there through turn 6, which saw a very, very noble sporting gesture. Gilbert knew that he'd made a mistake. And then Lachlan Robinson going into battle with his own teammate from the same morning, Brandon Carr. But then here was the move that started things off. Gilbert went up the inside on the final lap of the race to take the race lead. And then Hunter looked to the outside. Gilbert shut the door going through into turn 3. But you can just see how much Kai Hunter was wrestling with the kart. He saw a gap. He went onto the curbs. He nearly went sideways. A little bit of a sidewall touch. Gilbert runs wide. Tank slapper happens. He holds onto it. He had a little bit of a Stig Blomqvist moment there. And Kai Hunter takes the victory by half a second.